I am Monica Carney, your real estate professional here in St. Johns County. And today I have a great pleasure of introducing you to one of the best estate planning attorneys here in St. Johns County. Without further ado, Mark Moss, I would love to ask you about all the services you provide, about your team, about how you work, and most of all, how do you get those 5-star reviews? I think you got like close to 300 five stars
We're
reviews
we're
right
we're
now.
bordering on that. Yes, we're getting
Yes,
close there.
yes.
The reviews, I'm very fortunate.
Mhm.
I don't like, talking about myself, but my team is phenomenal, and I think we deliver a great product and a great service, and people are happy with that. And we ask for the review, and when people receive a great service, I think they're more
Yes.
willing and happy to do that. So very fortunate with that. But I think my team, I've got another attorney there, and I've got a great support staff.
Mhm.
And so when people call in, they get responses quickly. And that's something that
Yes.
we hear is, well, I've called another firm, and maybe we're not the first firm they call, and we're working to change that. But when they do call us, we return calls quickly. We return emails. They get touch points. Even if
Mhm.
they may not get their answer right away, there's an acknowledgement. We've received this.
Yes, that's
We're
very
getting in front
important.
of
Yes.
the attorney. They're in a hearing. They're in a trial, because we also aren't just transactional. We don't just do the drafting. Here's your binder. You're
Mhm.
set, and we're done. We do the administration, and we handle the litigation.
Okay,
So if
I
someone
didn't
wants
know
to
that.
contest or challenge the will or the trust or a guardianship, and they want to dispute that, we will handle that. So
That's good to
our
know.
schedule sometimes gets booked out, so we may not be able to respond right
Mhm.
away, but the staff will make sure that they're tended to, and they have an answer, an acknowledgement until the attorney can review it.
And I attest to that because whenever I got in touch with your office, I got a response and I was very prompt. And yes, that goes a long way, right? That is
Correct.
why. And then the fact that you help people every day, save them money, make sure that their assets are protected, they can sleep great at night. That's just
Right.
there's no value you can assign to that.
Right. And as you
So,
mentioned, and I want to touch on too real quick, it just kind of popped in as with real estate and yourself
mhm,
and asset protection, something that we do as well that not many other firms
mhm.
do is we offer land trusts,
Oh, okay.
which are different and they're unique. Although
Mhm.
Illinois has them, Florida has them, not every state has those on the books. That's something that we use a lot for our clients with rental properties
Really?
to protect their
Uh-huh.
assets,
Mhm,
because those land trusts are so valuable
mhm.
in the state of Florida, where in other states they may be based in case law, which means that the judge, depending on the judge, the county, the facts,
That's
it
how they're
could
gonna do
protect
it.
them, it may not protect them.
Mhm.
Here, because we have it in the statutes, we know exactly what protections it affords.
Okay.
So we have those great things that we can do that not other law firms know about or will use.
That's actually very interesting. Tell us how the land trust works actually from A
Yeah.
to Z. Mhm,
So land trust, if you own a rental property,
mhm,
what you often hear is put it into an LLC.
mhm.
Some guru stood on stage or had a
Yes,
YouTube with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers and says, put in an LLC and
I did that.
here's all these things you
Uh,
can do.
yes, and uh-huh.
There are some benefits to an LLC. Those are mainly taxes, but I don't get into taxes. I'm not licensed for that.
Mhm.
But most people will set an LLC up online themselves, because you can go to Sunbiz
Yes,
and
yes,
do it
yes, yes.
yourself
Mhm,
and you're protected. But
mhm,
is there a separate bank account? Is
mhm,
it treated as a separate entity?
mhm,
How are you pulling money out of that?
mhm.
Most people, money comes in from rent and they say, well, I want to go shopping. I need to put gas in my car. I want to go on vacation. They just pull money out. Now it's not a separate entity. And if someone sues you,
Yeah, they can prove that.
you lose those
Yes.
protections.
Mhm,
And if someone slips and falls, if they get hurt on that property and they want to know who the owner is,
mhm,
Florida is very transparent in our laws.
mhm.
I go to the county property appraiser and I see that your LLC owns it. I go to Sunbiz, I
And you
type in
look
the
it
name of
up
the LLC, and I
and
know who it is.
yeah, with the
So I
manager
sue
and
everybody.
yes. Uh-huh.
And that's what these personal injury attorneys will do. Now, with a land trust,
Mhm,
you no longer own it. You will deed it to the trustee of the land trust, which
mhm.
we often serve for our clients as the trustee.
Okay.
The statute says you, as a beneficiary, if someone sues, are not liable just because you're a beneficiary. We aren't liable just because we're the trustee. They have to prove negligence.
Okay, so completely different threshold. You gotta have a
Completely
lot
different,
of different steps.
completely,
Yes.
completely different threshold. And then you also don't have the same restrictions you do with an LLC. Rent
Mhm.
is collected, rent goes directly to the beneficiaries of the trust. doesn't have to be pulled out in a certain way for those protections like an LLC does.
Mhm.
We have some clients that will utilize an LLC as a property management company for
Mhm.
additional layers of protection. But we use a land trust usually in coordination with an LLC
Mhm.
or without, but a land trust is our go-to use for rental properties and asset protection.
That's interesting, and that's very important to know because you can help not only individuals with their families and their own estate planning, but you can actually put another layer of protection on investors.
Correct.
So, a very good thing to consider. And yes, it's different in Illinois. So, I can tell you, there's more people like that coming from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania that think that their investments are protected because they did in the LLC, and that's all they're supposed to do, right?
Correct.
And
Where
they're not. Yes,
it's a Delaware or
yes,
a
yes,
Wyoming or a
yes.
Nevada, those
Mhm.
are sales techniques.
Yes, yeah, I've heard about that. Well, thank you.
Th-
That was very
My
informative.
pleasure.
Thank you.